What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, so this is going to be part two. So this is everything that I initially did an unboxing of yesterday night. And since then, again, within 24 hours, I listed everything. But first, let's get in some quick sales. So recently sold this 1928 British penny. That's right, they're called pennies, not cents. And this sold for $4. That was a nice item. Got a bunch of these probably within the last year for about 21 cents a piece. Some of them were like super nice. So anytime I sell one, it's awesome profit. I've got this older W. Barry PVC figurine from 1980 from my mother's collection. That this one sold for about $8. And then got a unique piece here. So I was the only one on eBay that listed an Aloysius. Hopefully I'm saying that right. This is an ornament made in West Germany back in the day. And this, I believe, sold for $48. So very cool. It looks like it had some damage here, but maybe that, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Looks like someone took a little slice there, but I definitely took very clear photos. So if you've ever been to Oktoberfest, this is the big guy hanging up on the tent, and he's basically was turned into a saint, and he was supposed to do like all this good stuff, and instead he just ended up chilling at the bar drinking. So hence the mascot of the Oktoberfest. So it's kind of weird that I'm selling this in December. I thought I would be selling that in October, but whatever. Well, someone wants to hang it on their tree, so be it. I think it's a very cool ornament. All right, so now we're going to get into basically how I've broken everything down to kind of help you guys that are interested in reselling coins, or anyone that's interested in making some purchases. We're first going to start with the Morgan silver dollar. Pop this one up here so I can put it in here. So this is the Morgan silver dollar. I ended up listing this for $100. I think it's a great value. This was the Morgan that has mirrors on both sides. Very, very nice coin. So that one's listed for $100. That should sell pretty quick based on, I mean, man, if you sent that in and you get a mint state 62 or 63 DMPL, don't tell me about it, because then you'll come up like times 5 on the coin. Next, what I did, these were like the lower piece dollars, the XF, the one with the scratches. So I made a lot of 4, listed these on eBay for $118. Again, everything I'm going to show you in my video here will be in my store, linked in my store. So I'm not going to do like the individual listings. So if you want piece dollars, I've categorized piece dollars in my store. If you want that Morgan silver dollar, you'll see that listed in my store. If you want, you know, this 1921 key date, that's listed in my store. So everything is listed in a category. And I just want to show you guys the end results. So something like this, instead of bringing it to my coin shop, I just decided to lot it up in 4 and offer it for $118. So what is that, like $29.50 per piece dollar? I figure that's pretty cheap for something decent. There are sellers that, or other sellers that list stuff, but they kind of take like generic photos or really like bad photos, and they don't really tell you what you're getting. So it's like a mystery. I don't like to shop that way, and nor do I like to share that way either. So we'll just grab a stack here. So I broke these down to like nicer. Remember, I had the very nice and nice pile. So something like this will probably be closer to 40, just because they're really nice. Give you an idea here. So these are like $40. I might not be perfect on all my prices either. And then if it doesn't have Gem BU, it's still nice, but not very nice. I think I'm asking like 35 for something a little lower quality. It's still nice coins. So anything that's like BU is just going to be regular $35. Some of them have toning. And I've already taken the photos. I'll take more photos of more expensive coins. So like the $40 coins, I'll do like 6 extra photos. and show it like in different lighting. But so like for the gem BU, like this one here, this $40 coin, you know, I'll take a picture of it in my light booth, outside my light booth, and also on my actual lap. So you get a real good sense. It's a $40 coin. That way you just get a good sense. I don't want any of my buyers to be like disappointed, like, oh man, you took like these beautiful photos. I mean, when the coin's on my lap, it's not very pretty as far as the lighting goes, but I'd rather be like realistic versus unrealistic. So let me show you the rest of these here. I like to put these in the 2.5 by 2.5 Mylar flips. That way they stay nice. It's easy for me to inventory. I could use the smaller ones, but then like the writing doesn't really show up. So I will spend a little bit extra and get the 2.5 by 2.5 guardhouse Mylar flips with the paperback so I can write on them. Just helps me inventory better. And if you follow my channel, you know I do not like those cardboard flips that you store coins in, because they don't really do anything protecting the coin that well. That little thin piece of plastic, and I always feel like it lets all kinds of air in and will mess up the coin, add toning, weird stuff to it. I don't hold on to my coins more than a year typically, so I don't really run into storage issues. But something like this is 35. Again, this one's 35. A little toning spot in the back there. Again, 35. This one's all toned up to 23. Still a nice coin. 35 for that. Gem BU one, that's a little tougher date. Probably 40-ish, 45-ish. So these are a little tougher to find. I think I'm 40, 45 on these guys here. And then a regular 24, 35 on that with some toning on the back. And let's just show off the rest. So about 35 probably for this one. Same for this one. And I did pay attention to, so the ones that were like details coins that actually had like obvious signs of cleaning. So this was a 35. Put some toning in the back. I lotted those up in a 10 coin lot. Or I did like something like this. So I did like BU details in this one. I think I'm asking like 32, 33 bucks for this one. Nice coin. It's just obviously it's been messed with on the obverse. Here's that beauty. I was going to ask 100 for it, but I'm like, no, 75 bucks is good for this really, really nice 1925. So this is the nicest coin out of the 40 coin collection by far. And here's just the regular AU details one. I think I'm asking like 33, maybe 35 bucks for it. And then I have a stack here. These guys here, and I believe I'm asking 310 for a stack of, again, they're not perfect by any means. These are all the ones that have some sort of details on them, but they all have a lot of like, I mean, there's problems with them, but they're not, it's not an ugly, like what you normally get for 300 bucks on eBay or from your coin shop for a stack of peace dollars. So I'm selling this stack in a stack of 10, and I believe you get 5 1922s, 4 1923s, and 1 1924. But I figured that was a good deal if someone wants to just get a stack. And then I guess you call it a solid roll because typically the dollars were rolled in tens, so total of 10. But I will be shipping it in a tube that fits 20, so you put a little foam in the inserts there. And then we've got our San Francisco Mint. I believe I'm asking 80 for these. This one, just because it had some, not scratches on the coin, but scratches on the capsule. And then This other San Francisco was nice, but I noted there might be like dust or a dot, like a manufacturer defect on the feel of the coin. So this one I'm only asking 80. Recent comps are 85. And I might be shooting myself in the foot by showing like the imperfections, but I'd rather just be like totally upfront. And this one I'm asking 85 for. That's the West Point Mint. This one looked flawless to me. And then the congratulations set here. This one was really nice. And I think I'm asking 80 for this. The most recent one I sold was back in October when silver was a little bit cheaper, was 77. But I think this one is just as nice. And I think I've sold like 3 or 4 of these this year. So these are always cool. I know it's like backdated for 1922, but hey, sometimes people were born or some cool event happened in their life. So these always make a nice gift. And there's not a lot of these. They only made, I think, 30,000 of these. So a lot of collectors just kind of hoard these or give them out as gifts, and then you never see them again. So for whatever reason, these tend to go up in value later on, because most people that get them as gifts open them up, and then they toss the packaging. But don't toss the packaging. That stuff's worth about $4. So that's pretty much it for what I've listed. It did take me a good, let's see, per coin, at least 5 minutes. So 40 coins times 5, I don't know the math. That's like 200 minutes of listing coins, taking pictures. The nice thing is when you have like similar dates, you can just keep the same. You don't have to like keep writing the same listing over and over again. You just have to obviously upload new pictures, and then I'll change it from like A plus or A1, A2, A3. And then as I'm looking at the photos, I'm also deciding, what I should be asking for on them. And then when you have like a larger pile like this, where you're going to be asking for a little bit less and having thinner margins, it makes sense to just sell it in a group of 10. And I compared it to other resellers on eBay that are selling a group of 10 piece dollars. This is probably the cheapest for the nicest by far, because most of the times you'll get piece dollars that are nasty. Like seriously, when I mean nasty, like dirty, stored improperly, they stink, they smell, they have dirt on them. These are all nice. And if something's nasty, I'll list it as nasty, or I'll just like bring it to the coin shop and not mess with it. So I think someone will be really happy with this. But if $310 is not in your budget, then picking this lot up here for $118 for a little less than 30 face value per coin. Again, there's issues with these coins. They're not perfect, but again, they're not nasty culls either. I think that's one of the better deals on eBay as well. And it might take some time for them to sell unless one of you guys are interested, or if you know someone that wants to get into some piece dollars. This is the cheapest I've seen piece dollars too, by the way, and in quite some time, which is weird because I kind of predicted, the new piece dollar is out, the 2021s, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be worth so much money. All the piece dollars are going to go up. That's actually not the case. Yes, they're popular as always, but they definitely have come down in price. And that just has to do with premiums, and a lot of people are bringing stuff to sell at the coin shop versus buy. But again, I like to do this kind of stuff to kind of break the hobby up a little bit, get others interested, and basically show you guys that you could do it. So, but if you go out and buy 40 piece dollars and you sit on them for a month, and you maybe list like 1 or 2 a day, don't do that. Like, don't resell coins. That's not your gig then. You're not a reseller, you're a collector, which is fine. To each their own, but a lot of times people psych themselves out and say, I'm gonna invest all this money in this stuff. I'm gonna make a killing when it comes time to sell. And then it's like, you're so disorganized, you don't even know how much you spent for it. You start saying things like cost average, which just means I'm too lazy to write down what I paid for something. So I think I have this much into it. And when it's all said and done, you track nothing and you have no idea if you've made money or lost money. So I find it quite entertaining that a lot of people got excited when like gold reached its all-time high, which was a Sunday night. But if you actually had gold to sell, by the time you made it to the coin shop and by the time they were digesting the information, it had already come down like $150. It was most likely closer to like $2,040. And that kind of stuff scares coin shops too, because it's like, okay, it just peaked out at almost 2,200, but now it literally came down 150. So if you're a coin shop, you're probably going to be like, yeah, I'll give you like, 2% or 3% or 5% under spot, just to save, just to make sure I'm not losing money if this thing's on a downward, trend. But it cracks me up when you have other folks out there, they're so excited, like, oh my goodness, look how much my metals are worth. It's like, dude, does it really matter? Unless you're going to sell it, like I do, right? I'm reselling these, but this is how I enjoy the hobby. It's how I stay up with the prices. I don't just like do meaningless purchases, put them in a corner in a box somewhere and forget about it. Anyone can do that. Anyone can have money and go buy a bunch of stuff and not keep track of what they have in it. And that's their accumulation of wealth. Yeah, that's great. I understand that. Nice problem to have, right? If you have that much money, you just buy a bunch of stuff and hopefully something sticks. But when it comes to reselling or having a hobby business like this is for myself, I take it serious just like I do my job. I'm very good at my job. I take this serious as well, because if I don't keep track of it, it's not going to help anyone. I'm just going to keep thinking like, oh man, you just remember your home runs. Like, oh man, I made $100 profit on that one coin. Like, that's awesome. It's like, but how many dollar profit or how many coins did you lose money on to make 100 on that one, right? So if you don't track it, if you don't put it in an Excel spreadsheet, keep track of what you paid for each item, have receipts, things like that, you're never going to know whether you're doing well or not. And then one day you'll find like, hey, I've got all this stuff, I've got no money to show for it. And now you start becoming desperate and bringing stuff in because you've like overspent, or you think you're doing really awesome in business and you're not. You have overpaid for pretty much most of your stuff. And when you do actually sell it, you're losing money every single time. So that's not how you do things. I mean, if you want to do that, great. Most businesses typically fail within the first 2 years, but you guys know what I mean, right? It's about buying smart. But I get it. Some people are like, I don't care. I don't buy smart. I see something I like, I buy it. Well, that's great. If you have the luxury or the ability to do that, dude, knock yourself out, like rock and roll. But, stuff like this, like, okay, why did I pick this up? Well, I picked this up because it was a good deal and it's a hard to find coin. And then I don't have to be like the highest on the block to list it for sale. I picked this one up here because there's only 27 of these in existence. Very cool coin, right? It's perfect. I'm asking $250. I'm the only one on eBay that's selling one right now. Is it really high? Maybe. Have I seen other population 25 coins or 27 coins, like quarters, like regular clad quarters that aren't part of a birth set, that aren't proofs, are totally boring looking, but because they're MS68, sell for $1,000, $1,800, $3,000 because there's like less than 20 graded in the entire world? I don't think 250 or asking 240 for this coin is really bad, right? Same with this one. Okay, it's not a super rare coin, but it's cool. It's in a neat holder, and someone will like it. It's enhanced, right? And you had to wait in line at the Denver show and pay probably more than I paid for this coin, or probably even more what I'm asking for it right now. So stuff like that for me makes sense for modern. Collecting this older stuff here is really cool. To me, it's more satisfying than just like walking to the coin shop, grabbing some bullion. Why not stack stuff like this? I mean, okay, if you don't have 75 for this one, great. But if you have $30 that you're about to spend on a silver round, why not get something historic, right? I mean, I know it's not a full ounce of silver. It's 90% silver, but it's pretty darn close, and these will hold their value. So, and then when something like with a bank or something makes people psycho again and go buy a bunch of silver, these will go up in value with both spot and premiums. But right now, premiums are super cheap. So anyways, guys, I'm always here to help as far as educate. I'm learning as well, so I'm definitely not any expert by any means. But so far, it's been a great adventure. I always appreciate you guys watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what I've purchased. Is any of this stuff interest you? Please check out my store. Please make purchases. That's how you can support the channel. And as always, I appreciate the support and you guys making comments. I do read them. I do respond to them. And please subscribe, and we'll go on this adventure together. Talk to you in the next one.